But if you fuck it up, then you're fucked up for the entire thing. You can't really redeem yourself or make up for it. No compensation whatsoever. That's what I like about Bloody Roar. Number 6 reason, special attack throws. Honestly, these are probably my most favorite things about Bloody Roar. Every character has, well, every character except Sheena, I think. I can't do that 360 throw worth shit. Every character has all these different types of throws, which depends on the position. For example, I got a long special throw, which actually leads him into another combo round. You just pull the attack off, and then you enter his combo ring automatically. And for some other characters, like for example, well, a lot of their special attack throws don't really launch them on the ground. They just open up opportunities for you to do more attacks and whatnot. There's also crouching grabs, which is some of the funnier stuff in the game. This is the only way you can actually do a sex position with Uranus. That is the most disturbing attack in the entire game, bar none. Next up, what else do I like about the game? Well, I can't say I like the music because Bloody Roar's music is absolutely the worst soundtracks in the entire frame. In all of fighting gamedom. The music in Bloody Roar is awful. I'm sorry for anyone who actually likes the soundtracks, but it's awful. It's terrible music, terrible all around. I would have to mute the music and just play Tekken music all the time because, yeah, Tekken's music, fantastic. I'll give it that much. But you know, if Bloody Roar's gameplay and Tekken's music was combined, then, you know, it would be the greatest fucking franchise ever. Honestly, Tekken's music is awesome. So much. If I could say the same thing about the gameplay, then, you know, it would be just fine. Alright, next up. Oh, and Bloody Roar stages also kind of suck, too. And, you know, Primal Fury lacks the replay value content of Bloody Roar 2. I guess that's why a lot of people don't like it as much, because Bloody Roar 2 had a lot of options and a lot of things you could do afterwards. You had a story mode, for one thing. You had an option where you could actually modify the game, like cancel into anything, which was one of the more fun aspects of it. I mean, yeah, you've got cheats like in Big Hit Kids mode, but they've had that in every fucking game. And you've got this hyper speed mode, which makes the game a little more outrageous than usual. But other than that, it doesn't really have much in the way of content. Gameplay-wise, it's pretty damn fun. And, you know, another reason I like Bloody Roar, you can cancel into virtually anything. There's a lot of cancel points for a lot of combos. For example, take Sheena, for example. You can do this 3 punches, then forward beast 3 times, then A button, and then down forward A in order to launch the person into the air, and then keep him in the air. 3 punches, 1 kick, and then just down forward kick. Lead down into a finisher combo for that one. It is one of the most lethal things I've seen from the characters. But, you know, any type of cancel point, the characters, they have so many cancel points in their moves that you can literally have a dozen fighting styles for one character. At least, I don't think there's many fighting styles for Stun because he's too damn slow, but he's still awesome. To me, at least. I don't know if anyone else likes Stun or is actually very pro with him, because that nigga's hard to use. I'll tell you that right now. And I don't think anyone else realizes it, but he actually has an aerial throw, which is just, you know, another pile driver, which is just another power bomb. Okay. The down forward motions, the rotational motions for the characters' moves, it can be quite limiting. Yeah, a lot of characters don't have that many special attacks, unless you're playing as Long, who just has way too many moves. Or Yuriko, I guess. Yuriko's overpowered as shit. I don't. A lot of people won't believe me when I say this, but Yuriko is one of the most broken characters in this fucking game. Her height, combined with the fact that, you know, yeah, she is a button masher. She's the only character that's guilty of button mashing. Long and Shenlong won't get away with it as much as Yuriko can. Combined with the fact that her height and the fact that you can just press any button and do all these different types of effects, it nets you all these different overwhelming powerful attacks, just makes her the biggest bullshit in the game, bar none. Ooh boy, I fucking hate Yuriko. Okay, what else do I like about Bloody Roar? I don't have to have a million number of reasons, do I? Because in Bloody Roar, I like it for its simplicity and its hard to master aspect. Every character doesn't have to be mastered completely. However, in order to be good at the game, you have to not abuse anything. I mean, you're going to abuse stuff in this game, but it won't get you anywhere most of the time. And well, what else? Oh yeah, super attacks aren't a pain in the ass to pull off, like I said about SNK and Capcom games. I don't know, I just like Blade War most of the times because it's fast and actually takes a little bit more skill than usual. You have all these opportunities and windows at your position, and you can just play at intermediate. Well, hold up. Because I know a lot of people think that in order for a fighting game to be good, it has to be complex as shit. So a lot of people look at Blade War as a severe disappointment for that. And I say, why? I mean, a lot of people play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 at tournaments, and that is the most, as they would call it, scrub-friendly fighting game in the history of fighting games. No, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 takes absolutely no fucking skill whatsoever to pull off. I mean, people can actually glitch the game, but other than that, Marvel vs. Capcom 2... I'd say that game is a lot easier to play than Blade War at best, because you can button mash the fuck out of that game. Well, not technically just button mash. I mean, you can't press the same button over and over and over again. You have to do all these chain combos, mainly. But honestly, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is easy as shit, man. You can pull off these a million dozen combos, and you don't even have to use the character's special moves at the time, because the special moves are the most laggiest things of all time. But you'll rely on combos and whatnot, all these launchers, air combos and stuff like that, and you'll win the game just like that. You don't really have to learn everything. Of course, I don't think a person should be compelled to learn everything in a fighting game just to be good at it. Because if they do, then there's something wrong with the game. Period. And that's the thing about it. Back to Blade War. What else do people accuse the franchise of? Being generic, having a novelty feature. And, there's much more to this the so-called novelty feature than most people give it credit for. Because other than giving you a bigger window of attacks and just overall a new beast drive attack, the beast forms also give you different priorities for your attacks. And so when you're switching from a human to beast form, your attacks pretty much transform. They have these different properties in which you have to utilize and learn. For example, you're playing what's his face? Gyado? Like for instance, you have a short dash knee attack, right? It only does what? It only knocks the person into the air about a few feet. You go into beast form, you knock the person a lot higher into the air. And, the characters also have the abilities to cancel even better while they're in beast form as well. So, it gives you more than, 16 characters of Primal Fury. It gives you, it's not really a different type of character, per se, but different properties from the beast forms actually net you even better chances at winning. Yeah, it might seem like a big whole battle to stay in beast form just to do a lot of damage. However, even without your beast form, you can still do a lot of damage just by being a cheap bastard most of the time. But yeah, I like the fact that you have even more canceling abilities in this game than usual. And canceling is probably one of the best keys in this game, because with all these cancel points you can do anything from ranging from one special attack to another. Some even special attacks you can even lead into another one. And the character animations just flow right easily into those attacks. Even though they don't look like it, they flow very nicely, very easily into it. And it doesn't look as jerky as most other fighting games like, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, where the animations are, MVC 2 bases all this character sprites off the CPS 2, which is very limited in animation detail. But, I'm not going to talk about that. What else do I like about Bloody War? Well, I can't say the music because I already said that was a piece of shit. The stages are very limited. Yeah, if they ever make a Blade War 5, they should really do something about the music and the stages. Because the stages, being box arenas that they are, come on now. Box arenas are pretty much obsolete at this point. And then, the music is very limited to mostly rock. You know, I wouldn't have a problem with that if the rock music wasn't a piece of shit. I'm just gonna say that much. Alright. Other than the Bloody Roar, I also enjoy Martial Masters. I've already lauded that game as a superior version to Street Fighter 3 in more ways than one. I've always... And what other fighting games do I recommend? Well, Samurai Shodown 4 is probably the only game in the series that I would recommend because it's actually faster paced and takes a little bit more skill than usual. Excuse me. God, I need to stop burping in all these videos. It's kind of grossing people out, I know. Ooh, boy. Anywho, that's just a few bits I wanted to say about the subject.